Hello folks, this is Hixon Zuercher with Hixon Zuercher Capital Management. Today I want to welcome you to our April 2014 Economic Update. I'll be talking about major market events that occurred in April and some things that might affect markets in the days and weeks ahead. So April was a fairly turbulent month in the market. Major indices ended on a mixed note. The Dow, though, hit a record close on the last day in April. The S&P 500 ended the month up 0.62%, while the Dow was up 0.75%. The NASDAQ, however, had a down month, down 2%. Earnings season for the first quarter kicked off in April. While the cold winter caused weak growth in earnings, company performance wasn't too bad overall. We saw some both bottom line and top line growth from companies, and however, some businesses did struggle with slower demand due to the winter. Overall, economic data was generally positive last month, suggesting that the economy is still on solid footing. We do expect to see the seasonal effects from the past winter start to dissipate this spring. The Federal Reserve had their meeting the last week of April, and they voted to continue their tapering of their bond purchases. The Fed's actions were not a surprise and actually came as good news, as it shows that the Fed has faith that the economy is recovering. Consumer spending soared during the month of March by the most in nearly 5 years. Warmer weather brought Americans back to shopping malls and car dealerships. This gives us some hope that the economy is regaining some momentum in the second quarter. Employment is also showing some improvement. Last Friday we got the April jobs report, and we had a pleasant surprise with 288,000 jobs added during the month of April. This was many more than was predicted, and unemployment rate is now at 6.3%. We also got our first look at the first quarter GDP growth. The estimate came in at a very sluggish 0.1% growth during the first quarter. Again, this is due to lingering effects of the winter. Keep in mind this is just an estimate, and we may see a rosier picture once revised data is released. The housing market has been a major driver of economic growth over the past couple of years. However, over the past 3 months, we've seen slower sales, and that's mainly due to rising mortgage rates, higher prices, and cold weather. Keep in mind that tight housing inventory plus improvement in the employment prospects may encourage more buyers this spring. A hot topic of the month was Ukraine. The crisis in Ukraine continued to simmer and tempered market activity last month. Thankfully, we have avoided large-scale violence so far. However, Russia has massed some troops on the border of Ukraine, and the new Ukrainian government seems to be losing some control over much of the eastern part of the country. Investors seem to be most concerned about potential natural gas disruptions and how that might affect corporate profits. Looking ahead, investors will be closely watching economic data to see whether the seasonal effects of winter will give way to some stronger growth in the spring. You can expect more volatility in the months ahead, but we hope that better second quarter prospects will show investors that there's still plenty of upside to be had. That concludes the economic update, but I want to make sure to let you know about an event we will be hosting on Wednesday, May 28th. We will host an event at the Swan House specifically for women. The topic is Women and Investing. That will be from noon till 1 p.m. And if you would like to attend, just call our office at 419-425-2400. Again, this is Hixon Zuercher with Hixon Zuercher Capital Management signing off on Friday, May 9th. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. And if you'd like to discuss your personal financial situation, we'd be happy to talk to you. Just give us a call at 419-425-2400. Have a happy Mother's Day weekend.